Hi, everybody. I am so glad to see you. Let's do a little breathing so that, we can just settle in here for a second. So let your hands go really loose. Soften your jaw, soften your belly. Let your belly go really poochy soft. And let's inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Let's see if this is working. I honestly cannot tell if this is working streaming or not, so I guess we'll just have to find out later. But thank you all so much for being here. You delight me. So this is my question. What do you wish you had time for? Go ahead and type it into the chat, or if you're watching on one of the streams, go ahead and type in the comments and I'll come back around and comment back later. But like if I just said, oh, you've got some free time, what would you like to do? What would you like to be doing? What would that be for you? Would it be reading for pleasure? Yes, I love that, Elaine. Playing piano, sorting books into photo books. Yes, that's a good one. Painting, writing, good. And again, for those of you who are maybe watching the recording or not here live, or I can't see what you're writing, make sure you write it down for yourself, because whether or not I know what you're doing, I need you to know what it is you would do with more time. Oh, Alicia says YouTube is working. Yay! June says gazing over the ocean. Yes, more time for gazing over the ocean and letting our soul engage with the infinite. There's an improv teacher who's very famous called, he wrote a book called Impro. And he says that we get inspired thoughts looking out over a horizon because it allows our personal space bubble to flow out unimpeded, right? As opposed to like on the subway where your personal space bubble is like this big and you feel touchy and dark and quiet and mean. Interesting, right? Okay. Keith Johnstone is that guy's name, by the way. Impro, Keith Johnstone. So what stops you? What stops you from finding the time to read, to play piano, to stare out over the ocean, to do yoga, reach out to a friend, have a cup of tea? What stops you? What gets in your way? And I know there's a little lag between when I say it and when you hear the answer and when you type it and when I see the typing. So forgive me if I vamp over your typing. But you have this thing you want to do. It would make a difference to you if you did it. Yeah, Janine says, my giant ass to-do list. Raise your hand if you got a giant ass to-do list, right? For reals. Morgan says, it feels like a big deal, a major project that feels overwhelming. Oh, interesting. The feeling that I need to be doing something productive. Raise your hand if you are also there like, you can't do that. You need to be doing something productive, young lady. Yes. Meetings, schedules, expectations. Yep. Afraid that I'll just keep reading and other things won't get done. Gasp! No, you'll get kicked out of womanhood. Right? Okay. Yeah, good noticing, everybody. Thank you for being so frank and honest with me, and more importantly, with yourself. So you are here because on some level, you are tired of making promises to yourself that you're not keeping. Right? You're promising yourself every day, like, I'm going to make some time to read. I'm going to make some time to call that friend. I'm going to make some time for me. I need me time, right? And then you don't do it because of these other things, these expectations, this long to-do list, this feeling that of guilt, of like you should be, you can't possibly take this kind of time for yourself when all these other people need so much from you. Right? You are also here because you are wondering how to magically create time. Right? Oh, if I had more time. Which is a giant lie. First of all, we're not entirely sure that time is real. Second of all, in as much as it is real, we all get the same amount. right? People are always like, oh, I'd love to write a book. I just don't have the time. Yeah, you do. You're just spending it on other things, which is fine, but don't blame time for that. That's you, right? I remember one of my best friends went to Nepal for a year many years ago to study. And, every time she was telling people she was going, they were all like, oh, that's so amazing. I wish I could do that. And she's like, you can. You can. It's not that hard, right? So you're here because you're tired of making promises to yourself you're not keeping. You are wondering how to magically create time. Or maybe you're just curious, or you like me, you've been part of my community for a long time and you'd like to show up to these things, which is fantastic. I like you too. I'm really glad you're here. And I will be making an invitation for you to join me first. If you're curious about that right away, you can go to therealsambennett.com/me first. This is my slide. therealsambennett.com/me first. That's my new program. I'm so excited about it. I can hardly stand it. Yeah, June says, I keep thinking if I woke up and got out of bed earlier, I'd get more done. Yes, this insistence that you must get more done. Whatever you are doing, it is not enough. And certainly, time spent reading, time spent in contemplation, time spent dancing or singing or writing or drawing or just noodling is not productive. So that's a falsity, right? Because reading is productive. Contemplation is productive. Dancing, stretching, communing with friends, spending time with your animals, going for a walk, that is productive. It's not productive like a factory is productive, but it's productive the way people are productive. Same logic, like, you say this to people all the time. Get a good night's sleep, you'll feel better in the morning. Right. Because getting a good night's sleep is productive. It fuels that which creates. Okay. So you're going to get an invitation to join me first with a special prize. And if you're already thinking to yourself, like, yeah, Sam, I'm sure your new program's really great, but I can't afford that. I don't have time for that. It's the holidays. Have you looked at the economy? There's no way. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. You pushing away the things that could actually help you, right? I think I can take care of it myself. I know what I need to do, Sam. I just need to make myself do it. Can we just admit that strategy is not working? You trying to make yourself do it, it's not working. If it worked, I'd say, yeah, great, go do it. But it's not working. It's got you stressed out, overtired, not getting to the things that really matter, and fucking exhausted at the end of every day. Now, granted, we're tired at the end of every day no matter what we do, right? It doesn't really matter what you do. You're tired at the end of every day no matter what. So how can we make sure that what we are doing in the day matters? Because true productivity is not about getting more done. True productivity is about getting more of what matters done. I'll say that again. True productivity, is not about getting more done. It's about getting more of what matters done. Now, you told me up at the beginning what matters. Time for yourself, time to read, time to draw, time to work on your projects. Okay. So we're going to talk about how to finally make some time for yourself. We're going to talk about how to break through the perfectionism and the anxiety that perfectionism creates, those spinning, racing thoughts. And we're going to talk about how to not go bananas during the holidays. Yay. Okay. Good. Everybody's in? All in? Just go ahead and type all in on in the chat, or if you're watching on some other platform, you can type in the comments. Oh, look, I'm seeing people's comments. Yay. Being a caregiver for my husband with dementia. Oh, babe, that is so hard. I just spent 2 years with my mom doing that. That is so hard. Yeah. Hi, Amanda. Great to see you. Good. Okay. So okay, so people are typing gross things. Don't type gross things. This is a clean show. Okay. Um, all in, all in, all in. Good. All right, let's do number 2 first, which is about breaking through the perfectionism. Now, is your perfectionism up that she's like, but you said we were going to do number 1 first? No, we're going to do number 2 first. Yeah, just noticing. Okay, so perfectionism. Let's talk about perfectionism. Perfectionism is a very big word that captures a lot of things, right? It's sort of like procrastination. It's a big umbrella word that refers to a lot of different things. Sometimes perfectionism refers to the activity of a highly creative mind, right? Because you can think of all the things, right? Somebody says, "Oh, would you, make an appetizer for Thanksgiving dinner?" And you're like, "Oh, okay, well, I could do this. Well, I could do that. Oh, what would be great is if I did this, but I could also do that. Well, this is easier, but I don't want to do easy. Let's do interesting." Blah, 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 blah. Chat, 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 chat. This is the same thing that keeps you attached to your clutter, by the way, right? You see something, you're like, "Oh yeah, this old pen, I should throw this away." But this thing is kind of cool. Like I could turn it into like a wind chime, or I could make it into a hairpin, or I could, bend it in two and make it. And you think that just because you've had the thought, that somehow means it has to happen, or it could happen, or it should happen, or you're somehow responsible for it happening. Knock it off, right? Just because you can think of all the things doesn't mean you need to do all the things. It's beautiful that you have such a fecund, creative mind. But it is not a dictator. You can write that down if you like. The other thing I think that leads to, so one of the things that leads to perfectionism is this great connectivity in your brain that allows you to think of all the things and all the applications all at once. And then you start thinking that there must be a better one or a more perfect one. And then you're in a spin trying to decide. And then even once you decide, you're still not sure. And it gets complicated, right? You overcomplicate. I was so happy when I learned that the word overwrought is actually overworked. Wrought is the past tense of work. Like wrought iron is worked iron, right? So you get overwrought because you overwork up here, right? The other thing that can cause perfectionism is the fact that you have a very generous heart and you want it to be great for everyone, right? So you start thinking, well, Andrew's allergic to nuts. And so I know my mother really likes cheese, and Foster really likes that. Maybe I should do it. Like you start thinking about it from everybody else's point of view. How do I create this in a way that is best for the world, best for the meeting, best for the department, best for the boss, best for the family, best for everybody, right? And that's, again, beautiful. What a lovely, generous heart you have. And you may have noticed you don't actually have the power to make things perfect for other people. It'd be super cool if you did, but you don't, right? You also have the advantage. Beth says, "Oh my, you're talking about me." Yes, I know. I'm familiar. I've been doing this for a long time. I know how you people think, and it's me too. I think this way too. This is how I know. So perfectionism from your highly creative mind, from your very generous heart, also from your hardworking mind. You guys have an incredible work ethic, right? So just because something is hard or complicated or difficult or time consuming, you're like, I'm all in. I don't care. I want to make that pie crust from scratch. That matters to me. Like, you don't mind things that are, in fact, you kind of like it. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I get bored if I think that something's too easy, or if I think I'm taking a shortcut, right? And you don't shy away from perfect. You're like, I think I can really do it. I think I can really make it great. And again, that's beautiful. But it's an enormous amount of pressure on something that probably doesn't, it's not a rocket launch, right? Appetizers at Thanksgiving. It's not a rocket launch. Perfectionism can also come from your beauty-seeking self, the part of you that seeks elegance, the elegant solution, right? You're not happy with just any answer. You want the best answer. You want the most beautiful answer, the most elegant answer, the most suitable thing, right? And this idea that there is a better idea than the one you're doing is part of what tortures you, right? So we've just had a bunch of people hop in, and I'm going to review just a little bit. We're talking about perfectionism, and which is a big word that covers a lot of things. And some of the elements that I think make up what we think of as perfectionism is your highly creative mind that can think of a million applications and a million, bits and pieces of things. Your generous heart that wants everything to be great for everybody. Your hardworking mind that does not shy away from making things complicated or hard. Your beauty-seeking or elegant solution-seeking mind, right, that believes there is a better, more elegant solution to things. And, your contributive mind, like you want to be seen to be giving in a way that matters. And that's not vanity. That's survival. We all want to be seen as contributing to the group. That's survival. We are tribal animals. We know that if we are not contributing to the group, they will kick us out. And if they kick us out, we will die. Our animal brain knows that we cannot survive alone. We must be together to survive. We don't have big teeth or sharp claws or the ability to run very fast. All we mostly have is just the brain and our tribe, our bonds with one another. So of course we don't want to be seen to be being greedy or taking too much or be lazy, right? We want to be the one that if things, turn sideways, that everybody's like, no, keep her because she's very good. Keep him. He's very contributive. Like we want that person. Right? So that's a completely natural survival mechanism. Also, the other thing that might be contributing to your perfectionism is the fact that you are an anxious, overhyped mess. I am an anxious, overhyped mess. I will speak for myself. You can take your own notes. Years ago, it took me a long time to realize that I had lived with depression and anxiety my whole life because we use the word depression to describe a mood as well as a condition. Right? So, somebody has like, somebody says, are you depressed? I'm like, I have a career in comedy. Of course I'm depressed. Like, everyone is. Diane's laughing, right? Of course, obviously. And people say, do you suffer from anxiety? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, sure. I live in the contemporary world. Doesn't everybody? And then I read in a book, anxiety, parens, racing thoughts. Racing thoughts? That's anxiety? I totally have that. And I didn't realize that other people didn't. I'm like, wait, there's a way to be that is not constantly torturing yourself with racing thoughts? That's remarkable. Tell me more. Dawn Renee's like, LOL, I identify. June says that she hasn't heard the word fecund in a conversation in a while. Oh, yeah. I'll throw around fecund. I'm not shy. Veronica says, I don't buy it. I know, it's weird to think that there are people in this world who do not walk around thinking about a million varieties and versions of every single idea, who do not think automatically of everybody else's needs first, who do not run towards hard work, who do not believe in or seek an elegant solution, who do not have a contributive mind, and who do not constantly have running thoughts. It's so much a part of the ocean we swim in, of the water we're in, that we think, well, of course. But there are other ways to be. that will not rob you of your love of beauty or your great ideas or your desire to be or your, contributive self. So what does freedom look like? How do we get free time? How do we free ourselves from this perfectionism, from this prison of perfectionism? And I'm not even talking about all the cultural pressure that says, like, be perfect, be perfect, be perfect, be perfect, right? I'm just talking about the internal stuff. Here's what freedom looks like. You can write these down too. 1, you don't have to do anything. Let that sink in for a minute. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to take your pills. You don't have to be nice to people. You don't have to shower. You don't have to scrub the tile grout. And I don't mean just today. I mean like ever. There are people who don't. You could be one of them. Right? What does that invite you into? Maybe instead of saying should, you could say could or could not. Oh, I really should do the laundry. I could do the laundry. I could not do the laundry. Let that land in your body. Just how does that feel? I feel a little unmoored, like it feels a little like, wait, what? I don't know I'm not sure what to do then. So write that down. You don't have to do anything. I will also let you know I got a memo from God the other day. We were talking on the phone and she said, your dues are paid in full. You've done the work. It's okay. You don't have to earn your place here. You don't have to earn your place in your family. You don't have to earn your place at work. You don't have to, do anything. Talk about cheeseburgers later. No, I don't think so. Kurt says, I don't think this is live. Oh, but it is. Beth says, hi, Kiara. Beth says it takes away some of the guilt. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to do anything. You can choose to do things. Your dues are paid in full. And now, here's the real one. And this is really what Me First is all about. And it's going to fuck you up inside of your mind. You could get a C. You could stop trying to get an A+ in everything and just get a C. C is the grade that you get for showing up and doing the work. Show up, do the work, show up, do the work, show up, do the work. Not doing the work better than everybody else, not having a million ideas, not having it be so super perfect, just showing up and doing the thing. As I was trying to conquer my perfectionism, my coach challenged me to have a party, have people over, and not make anything from scratch, not offer any food that was homemade. I'm like, that's illegal. Because I made everything. I make my pie crust from scratch. I make bread from scratch. When I make chicken soup, I start with a chicken. She was like, yeah, you don't have to. And sure enough, I did it. I had people over. I had hot dogs and hamburgers that I bought from the store, and a homemade and a store dessert from the store. And guess what? Everybody had a great time. And even I had a great time. Why? Because I was not in the kitchen obsessing about whether or not my made from scratch hot dog buns were any good. You can afford to get a C because your version of a C is pretty much everybody else's version of an A. You may have noticed this already, that there are things that you put out that you're like, I don't think this is very good. And everybody else is like, wait, what? You made that? You did that? You thought of that? You created that? What? That's amazing. That's incredible. And you're like, okay. Your version of a C, pretty much everybody else's version of an A. And if it's not, you'll make it better. Right? If somebody says, could be better. I'll tell you what, you guys. So when I, started announcing me first, those of you who are on my list know I sent out an email to the list and I said, hey, Eagle Eyes, check this for me, would you? Because I know my people, and they were all like, pens clicked, Sam, we're in. You all wrote me back with no like, hey, there's a missing comma here, or did you mean this capitalization, or I'm not sure what this. It was great. I had this team of 5,000 editors. It was fantastic. I put out my C version, and you all helped me make it an A. At least I think it's an A. Go check it out. therealsambennett.com/me first. Go look and see if you like it. And, open it, keep that page open because you're going to want to enroll as soon as we're done with this. Okay. Also, simple is better. Less complicated is better. The things that you loved most in life, did you love them because they were so complex and complicated? When someone said, I love you? When someone smiled at you? When a baby put their tiny little fingers around your finger? The things that matter to us are very simple. This tendency to overcomplicate, it's not helping. And we are reaching a point, I think, in the world where that which is real and human and simple is the most valuable. That which is genuine, that which is authentic, that which is you. And not you at your best, just you. We're about halfway through. Does anybody have any questions on what we have talked about so far? Anything coming up for you? Anything bubbling around? Morgan says, you don't have to do anything is the one I'm working on, but I feel that pressure to do internally. Yeah. And it takes practice to get rid of that. That's not, you can't just decide, oh, I'm not going to feel any internal pressure anymore. You have to work on it. This is what Me First is all about. This is exactly what Me First is all about. It's freeing yourself from that exact problem because it's costing you, right? Julie says, I recently learned that my own daughter doesn't have racing thoughts. I know. What? It's crazy. She said, I was amazed. She said she needs time to process information so she'll know what she wants to say. I was stunned. How do you not know what you want to say? It was enlightening. And now we understand each other's communication style. Yes, right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Let's see. Any other comments? All right. Good. Then I'll keep going. Are we talking convergent thinkers versus non-convergent, neurodivergent? I don't know. I'm no scientist. I read a lot about this stuff, but I don't really know. I did see somebody on TikTok the other day. You guys, she said that as far as she was concerned, this conversation about like neurotypical versus neurodivergent, she goes, actually, I think it's the difference between programmable and not programmable. It's kind of true, right? Like we did not fall for it. They were like, it's important that you get good grades and get a good job and do all these things. And we were like, meh, not really. We have not been programmable. I don't know if it's true. And I don't want to offend anybody who, is more of a rule follower than I am. Because sometimes I wish I had been a better rule follower. There are a lot of rules that are smart. Let's see. Will there be a replay? I need to hear this again. Yeah, I'll send out the recording of this. Oh, Ambra, I'm sorry you have to go. Check out Me First, though. Okay, I want you to enroll. Okay. All right. The next thing I said we would talk about is how to create more time for yourself and real time, right? Not laying in bed doom scrolling. not playing Candy Crush. And I love doom scrolling and I love Candy Crush. But that does not count as time to yourself. And I'm not saying don't have mindless zone out screen time. I'm kind of a fan of mindless zone out screen time, but that's not the kind of time I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kind of time that nourishes you. That is, again, as we were talking about at the beginning, deeply productive because it makes you better and stronger. It further acquaints you with you, allowing you to show up more fully as you in your life, as opposed to you showing up as a version that you think everybody else will approve of. This lets you show up as you in your life rather than you showing up as a version of you that you think everybody else will approve of. Art before housework. If you want more time, you're going to have to schedule it. You're going to have to put it on your calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it's not going to happen. And you know me, I'm going to say 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day, every single day, before you check your email. Spend 15 minutes a day on something that matters to you, preferably something that you do with your hands. The hand-brain connection is well documented, and it matters, again, to us as animals. So something with your hands, something with your body. Your neck up gets plenty of activity the rest of the day. I want you to spend 15 minutes a day breathing, right? Just in prayer and meditation, moving, dancing, walking, stretching, doing planks, lifting weights, whatever it is you like to do, in whatever way you can. I mean, I have long haul COVID. My ability to move my body is extremely limited. But it doesn't mean I can't do anything. Right? Maybe the thing you want to do with your hands and your body is clear some clutter, right? Go through this much of your closet, go through this much pile of the paper. You know, I don't want this 15 minutes to be a should, but if you know that clearing some of this shit out of your life is going to make you allow you to show up more fully in your life as you, then yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Or creating something, right? Creating something with your hands and your body. Maybe it's writing. I like to write longhand. These are my notes for this course. Like I do almost everything by hand, and then I have to, put it into the computer later. But Me First starts December 4th and runs through May 1st. We just meet once a month on the first Friday of the month, just so it's not going to take up a ton of your time. And then there's the 15-minute a day thing, right? So we're getting steady monthly input. There's a WhatsApp community, so we can all be together and support each other and cheer on. Because you may have noticed not everybody knows how to cheer you on when you're doing this kind of stuff, right? Not everybody knows how to be supportive. Right? Who just put this? Heidi says, my mother would start phone conversations with, so what have you accomplished? Yeah, that sounds like my mom too, right? And can you imagine if you said, oh, I've had such an incredibly productive day. I slept in, I did my prayer and meditation, I read some of that novel that I've been, oh my gosh, it's so good. Have you read it? So good. I called a friend. I ate a really nice lunch. Really good. Had a brownie. Played with the cats. Such a great day. What time on Fridays? 12 noon this time. 12 noon Eastern. And actually, I think I'm going to move it to 12:15 because we've got the daily practicum every day at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. So I think I'm going to start the class at 12:17 so people can do the daily practicum and then still come to me first. And we'll probably go for 90 minutes because I have teaching I want to do, but then I also want to talk with you and I want to have time for questions and stuff. And it's 6 months. Because getting over perfectionism is not an overnight thing. Like, it would be great if it were, but it tends to not be. And what you really need, if you want to change deep habits, I did a lot of studying around habits a year or two ago, and it's remarkably hard to break habits and patterns. We're so habit driven. And what happens is, we've got these neural pathways in our brain that define the habit. Like I've seen a statistic that says that people who leave their cereal boxes out on the counter end up weighing 15 pounds more than people who put their cereal boxes away. Because you walk into the kitchen, you go, oh, cereal, that's a good snack. And it is, but then you have it. And then the next day you're like, oh, cereal, that's a good snack. Oh, I'll have some cereal. Oh, I'll have some cereal. And then eventually you're not even thinking about it. You're just having cereal. And that extra 150, 250 calories every day will eventually add up to 15 more pounds. Why was I talking about this? Oh, so what happens when you try to change a pattern, what you're really doing is putting a new pattern on top of it. You're putting a new habit on top of the old habit. And if you slack off on the new habit, the old one is still there. This is why people who lose weight often regain it. This is why lottery winners often revert back to their previous income thing, because they don't change what they're doing. And the best way to change it is slowly over time, which for instant gratification junkies like us is a little hard to take. But so I wanted to create this container in which you could get a monthly dose of, preaching and magic and maybe a little intuitive downloads. You guys know how I do that sometimes. And I'm experimenting with doing it more. So we'll see. Somebody said the other day, oh, you're channeling. I'm like, I'm not comfortable with that word. But I suspect that probably is what I'm doing. Anyway. So that first Friday will be us together, but then you also get daily practicum. If you can make it to the live group thing, great. Otherwise, you do your own 15-minute thing. If there's enough groups, you want to create subgroups, so you're meeting at a different time. I'm all in favor of it. But every single day, that's the commitment. And here's the great thing, is if you commit to every single day and you only do it 3 days, hey, that's still 3 days more than you did it last week, right? I want to make it easy for you to keep your promises to yourself. Okay. So we start December 4th. This is what I started to say. And we end May 1st, which is 148 days. If you write for 15 minutes a day for 148 days, in 15 minutes, you can write about 250 words. So between December 4th and May 1st, you can write 37,000 words. That, my friends, is a book. It's a short book, but guess what's very in vogue right now? Short books. Would you like to have a book on May 1st? Because you can. But you're going to have to get over that highly, the perfectionism, right? The I can think of a million different ways to do this, therefore I cannot decide. I want to make it perfect for everybody else. It has to be hard. I have to work really hard at this. There must be a more elegant, best solution. I have to find the best solution first before I even start. I want to make sure it's contributive. Everybody else has already done this. What if people think it's stupid? You're going to have to get over all of that and just do it. You're going to have to just pick up the pen and write for 15 minutes a day every single day before you check your email. And I might even say before you pick up your phone. Because we all know once you open the email, once you pick up the phone, it's all over. Okay. Like I said, I have long haul COVID. I'm much better than I was, but I've had it for 4 years. And it is not fun and it is not pretty. And if you know anybody who has long haul COVID, please be very nice to them. Because it fucking sucks. And it has meant that I have had to live my life in 15-minute increments. I wrote a book called The 15-Minute Method, bestseller, award winner, and I wrote it in 15-minute increments because I had to, because that's all the time and energy I had. Mostly I work from my couch these days. I work laying down, which is a bummer because I like being at my desk. I'm like a little kid. I'm like playing teacher. I'm like, I want to be at my desk because I'm working. I work from the couch. Okay. So me first, therealsambennett.com/me first. Enroll today. And you will also get a bunch of bonuses with it. The bonuses are practically even better than the course because you get It Done, which is the original, the OG Sam Bennett workshop, which is what created this book that got endorsed by Seth Godin. I'm so not over it. Oh my God. So you get that course, which has so many great tools. It's sort of project management for the highly creative person, and just how to move through projects. You get the real life planner, which we're about to start selling on Etsy and Gumroad because people love this planner. And again, it's the planner for people who have big lives and a lot going on. It's not just for one thing, it's for capturing your whole life. And you get How to Make $1,000 Anytime You Want, which is my nearly miraculous little training that is actually designed, no shit, to show you how you, right where you are right now, with exactly the skills and talents and abilities you have right this second, can pull in $1,000 or $100 or $10,000 or whatever you want or need in like 2, 3, 4 weeks. It's meant to be a short play. It's not like, oh, we're creating a whole business for you. It's like, no, how can you just bring in a thwack of money right away? I had one person do it. She said she listened to the recording 3 times in 2 days and made $7,000 in a week. Your mileage may vary. I'm just saying it happens a lot. And I never want to charge you for a course and then not give you a mechanism by which you can regain your investment, right? But the other bonus that I will throw in just for you guys is 21 Days to Get Out of Your Own Way, which is an audio program. So you get an audio every day, and it helps repattern some of your thinking. It's a really lovely, again, very simple, easy to use, very light, but very impactful program. So that's the benefit for that. And you get the community. There's a WhatsApp community. I'll be there. You'll be there. We'll talk together. therealsambennett.com/me first. Join with a friend, buddy system, man. Get other people in this. And if you are thinking that like, oh, Sam, the holidays are coming up, I don't know. This is sort of a blanket statement about all of your holiday gift spending for you and other people. I've been hearing this around, so this isn't my idea, but I want to throw my support behind it, which is for this holiday, especially for this Thanksgiving, this Black Friday, Cyber Monday, don't spend money at the big stores. Spend money with individuals, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small businesses, artisans. Let's buy stuff for each other this year that's made by a person, delivered by a person. Let's keep the money between us, right? Let's keep the money between us. Let's show the big corporations, we don't need you. We don't need you to have a thriving economy. Veronica Gazzardi says, sharp tooth snail. Veronica sells some fabulous things that make incredible gifts. I've given a bunch of her stuff as gifts. She's got this Kraken blanket. It's hilarious. Okay. Little figurines, adorable. Yeah, so consider that. So this course would make a wonderful gift from you to you. It would make a wonderful gift from you to somebody else if you want to buy it for somebody else. I work with corporations. I run destination retreats for women. We've gone to Belize twice, Greece, Majorca. I've worked with celebrities, award winners, Academy Award winners, Emmy Award winners, Writers Guild Award winners. I worked with plenty of broke-ass folk. I myself have been a broke-ass folk. I've got 1.2 million students on LinkedIn Learning worldwide. 1.2 million. I can't even wrap my head around that number. I've been doing this full-time since 2009. That's 16 years. That's like a Hollywood marriage. Like it actually counts for 36 years everywhere else in the world. And what I will tell you, what I have learned working with all these people and doing all this stuff is that you must claim your time for you. You have to do it. No one else is going to give you permission. No one else is going to set aside the time for you. You have to do it. And you must make it non-negotiable. You will not accept, there is no such thing as an excused absence from your 15 minutes a day. Because you are doing it for you. Not because you think it makes other people happy. Not because you think it gives you productivity points. Because you're playing the wrong game. Well, if I just get everything done for everybody else, then at what point in time do you get everything done for everybody else? When does that happen? Does that bell ring? Do you get the notice in the mail that says, congratulations, you've done everything for everybody else. You can now take time for yourself. No. Doesn't happen. Never happens. If it happened, again, I'd be all for it. You have to claim it. You have to make it non-negotiable every single day. And you can do this yourself. I know you can. And you're thinking to yourself, I think I could probably do this myself. Yeah, I know you can. But you won't. You can do it by yourself, but you won't. Because the pull of those other patterns, the pull of that cultural pressure, and mostly that internal pressure that says, I have to do everything for everybody else first, is too great. It's just too great. It's swimming against the time. And this whole like, I think I can do it, Sam. It's a trick. This is your self-sufficiency syndrome that has gotten you into this position to begin with. I'll just do it myself. Knock it off. Really join me first. It's not a class, right? It's a plan. It's a program. It's something you work. It's like 12-step, right? You work the program, and it works if you work it. It's not about giving you more information. You don't need more information. It's about giving you some prescribed space and time, some methodology, some tools, some accountability, some positive peer pressure from the WhatsApp group. Because you can post in there every day. Did it, did it, did it, did it. You want approval? You know, I like approval too. Like, absolutely, right? Go ahead and do it. Yeah, it's not a class. It's a plan. It's a program. It's a lifeline. I don't know about you guys, but everybody I talk to is like, my stress is really getting out of control. Like, I just look at the front page of the paper and my stress gets out of control. I know. June's like shaking her head, like, can't do it. No, I know. I stay away from it too. But like, you gotta, you know, you want to at least know what's going on. But isn't it weird? Like things that, you know, one of those things would have dominated the headlines for 5 weeks. And now we get 5 of these a day that are just like more and more shocking. 5 times a day. We can't do anything about that. We can control us, right? This is a gift. This time, this course, this plan, this program is a gift from you to the world. Because a better, calmer you makes for a better, calmer world. A you that is not stressed out in the grocery store is having a nice chat with the clerk and the person behind you in line. A calmer, better you is not rushing, is not self-punishing, is not looking at everything in your life going, oh, I should really do that. I should really do that. I should do this. I should do this. Center. Bring yourself back to yourself. You are the important part of this equation. You've been busy handing your power away to everybody else. It's time to knock that shit off. Julie's asking, the Me First sessions are the first Friday of every month. We'll start at 12:15 Eastern Time, so 9:15 Pacific, 5:15 GMT. And they'll probably go for about 90 minutes. I'm not saying, if we can end sooner, we will, but I want you to, but it's Friday. It's easy to block out time on Fridays. People don't generally schedule things on Fridays. 90 minutes is great. Plus it'll give us plenty of time for Q&A. And like I said, I might do a little of the, intuitive psychic channeling, downloading, whatever the hell it is that I do. Give this as a gift for you, to somebody else. And really, and it's going to make the holidays so much better. You're going to go to those annoying holiday parties, but go, so what have you been up to? And you're going to be able to say, I've been spending 15 minutes a day stretching, and my body feels better than it ever has. And they're going to go, really? Or you're going to say, yeah, I've been spending 15 minutes a day writing, and I'm making some really good progress on some really bad poetry. You are? Yeah. So what have you been doing? Well, I decided to teach myself to learn to paint. So I got some watercolors, and I spend 15 minutes a day putting color on paper. Oh, can I see? No. Because they're terrible. And then they're going to say, please. And then you're going to show them. And they're going to go, these aren't terrible. These are amazing. You should sell these. You should. And they're like, you should have a pop-up. You should have an Etsy shop. And you're going, no. This is 15 minutes a day for me. Para mí. I do it because it lights me up. And this thing of you running around exhausted, burnt out, laying in bed at night, running through the endless list of things that need to be done and should have been done yesterday and should have been done 3 weeks ago and should have been done 3 years ago. And that really you should have done differently when you were 17. It's not helping. You showing up stressed out and exhausted and with no sense of humor, and the rest of us have to deal with you like that, that's selfish. That is selfish behavior. You take 15 minutes to yourself so you get fueled and aflame. True productive activity. That's a gift to the world. We love that version of you. And I probably shouldn't tell you this now because I don't want to freak you out. But one of the things I'm going to ask you to do is start blocking out Friday entirely. Just make it a company policy. No meetings on Friday. Oh, I don't do meetings on Friday. Sorry. People say, oh, can you meet on Friday? You'll say, I'm sorry, I'm not available. Set up your calendar link so it just doesn't show times on Fridays. June says, I have a standing project meeting every Friday at 2 p.m. Change it. No, it can't be done. Fine, do it. I don't care. I mean, do whatever you get to do. Make the choices that work for you in your life. I'm just saying, if you're looking for extra time, there is often time on Fridays. I trust you to do it yourself. I'm not the boss of you. Good. I'm not seeing any more comments on the live streams, but maybe it's just not showing up. Okay. Good. What other questions or thoughts do you have? We're right here at the top of the hour, and I don't want to keep you any longer than I have to, but I also don't want to leave you with questions. So therealsambennett.com/me first Sign up, satisfaction guaranteed, or your tuition cheerfully refunded. If you're not, there's a refund period, but then if for some reason, later on you get 3 months into it and you hate it, talk to me. We'll work it out. We'll figure something out. I probably won't give you your money back, but we'll figure something out. Right? I need you to live up to live down to your expectations. I want you to get done the things that matter to you to get done by moving forward on them, by not making them perfect, by not waiting for some perfect moment in time, but by taking the cheap, easy, obvious, get a C steps towards bringing your dreams and that which is important to you to life. The world needs what you have to offer. That thing you keep thinking, I should really do that, that would be cool. Yeah, it would. And we need it way more than we need you to come early and set up the chairs for the choir concert. Anybody can set up the chairs. But only you can put that color on paper. Only you can move your body. Only you can make that music. And only you can show up as full and as enriched as possible. That's what changes the world. Dumb, obvious baby steps. Deceptive in their simplicity. Subversive in their ability to make a difference. The cumulative effect of 15 minutes a day, every single day, for a week, a month, 6 months, which is what Me First is for. We'll extend it if it's going great. We'll keep going. 15 minutes a day for 6 months. Everybody's got 15 minutes a day. I don't care how busy you are. Everybody has 15 minutes a day. You can have a job on a nuclear submarine. You still have 15 minutes a day. And you get to decide what wins. Your heart or your patterns. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope to see you in Me First. Please enroll. Please enroll today. Don't give yourself time to think about it. Don't give yourself time. I mean, if you know it's a no, great. I love a good no. But if you're like, maybe, that's a yes. Maybe is yes. I could. Yeah, could is yes too. Well, I need to think about it. No, you don't. Because if it was a no, you would have not be here right now. People for whom it's a real no don't even know I exist. This opportunity is in front of you now for a reason. And I'm not one of those everything happens for a reason people. I hate that. I don't believe that everything happens for a reason. What I believe is that everything happens. And you get to decide what the reason is. So you get to decide what the reason is. I'm trying to make you with my mind power. Sign up. All right. Everybody, anything else anybody wants to say or share before we break? Okay. Hop over to therealsambennett.com. If nothing else, just to give me notes on my page. If you have questions, email me. I would love to talk with you about this if you want to have a conversation about it. And let's do one more breath to close out this circle, shall we? Put your hands on your belly. Put your hand on your heart. Put your hand on your face. Put your hand on your hand, right? And let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for doing this with me. See you inside of me first.
Recording.